Wagwan, everybody. I am your Jamaican Queen, Miss Y. You are tuned into How I See It TV, and this is I Have a Question. Y'all, once again, I am back to talk about somebody that I really don't want to talk about. And I'm not necessarily here to trash talk this lady, but I want to educate. I want to educate. Because at some point in time, a line needs to be drawn. And when people, regardless of what side of the fence they are on, when people cross a certain line in the name of entertainment and in the name of doing it because of a reality TV show, we need to call it out. We need to stand on business in terms of saying that is wrong, that is not okay, and just as loud as you were when you were spewing that negative mess and that disrespect and that insensitive mess and that disgraceful mess, as loud as you were when you were doing that, you need to come back to your platform and be just as loud in offering an apology. But before I get into it, y'all, please remember to like this video, share the link to my channel if you feel like my content needs some more crowd, subscribe if you have not done so yet, follow me on Instagram and Twitter, now called X, at How I See It, and on TikTok at How I See It TV. And I posted earlier, let me see if I can get the clip. I posted earlier that I am bringing some new content to my channel. I don't want to just, stick to the Love and Marriage Huntsville sector. I am I have more interests than Love and Marriage Huntsville. I binge watch a lot of stuff. I love a good docu-series. I love a good Korean drama. Um, and some of those Korean game shows too, I really like. I like cooking shows. I follow so many things related to the movie industry. And so I'm bringing some new content to my channel that's going to just explore some of my interests outside of Love and Marriage Huntsville, Real Housewives of Potomac, and Married to Medicine. Because those are the and basketball wise, those are the reality TV shows that I watch enough of where I understand the nuances. So I feel like I can speak on those shows with confidence. But as I said, there are other things that I'm interested in. And I'm waiting for this clip to load. Now here we go. And my new segment of my channel is my new show, let's call it that. My new show is gonna be called um Y'all, I'm watching this. So when I start, I'm gonna be like, y'all, I'm watching this new show on XYZ, XYZ, XYZ. So, keep that in mind. So this is going to be the intro for this new show that I'm coming out with. Tonight's gonna probably be my first episode. So check. So if you are just like me, you love to binge watch shows on Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime or Amazon videos, you're into the Korean dramas, you're into K-pop, you're into different movies, then please, 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 please check out the first episode of Y'all, I'm Watching This. Okay? All right. So, what we're here to talk about is this. And if you follow me on Instagram, y'all, I also have new content over there that I started this morning, and it's called How I See News. And that's just me covering a lot of things that's happening, on social media and in the world of politics, in music, and all of that. So check that out too on my Instagram. But, anyways, so last night I heard, and I also went and I saw for myself that Miss Wanda had a lot to say about mental health issues. And for YouTube purposes, or because of these certain YouTube guidelines, I cannot say the word that I want to say. So I'm going to say acidal. Acidal. All right. And hopefully, y'all know what I'm talking about. All right. So Miss Wanda had a lot to say about individuals who have suicidal ideations and those who have attempted to, commit the S word or to unalive themselves. And she was joking, like literally laughing and making fun of this serious mental health issue, a struggle that a lot of people have shared that they've had, whether it was when they were younger, whether it was in adulthood going through a crazy period in their life. And I get it. All right. I get wanting to defend your grown daughter. I get it. I get wanting that to be the content that you bring to your platform. This this narrative that whenever you come to social media, all you're doing is defending your daughter. Okay, fine, defend your daughter. But when you cross the line of thinking that someone who's had thoughts of unaliving themselves or someone who's attempted to unalive themselves, when you cross the line to think that that's funny and that's something that you should joke about and that's something that you should tell somebody to go ahead and do to themselves in the name of some beef on a TV show, then you have crossed a line. Now, people come out and they say all these things about millimeters and Melody fans. And a lot of people have a lot to say about Melody and what she should do in terms of reining in her fans. But I have a question. Has any millimeter ever, especially the content creators, has any millimeter content creator or any content creator who has said they support Melody and they're fans of Melody, have y'all ever heard any of them sit on their platform and make fun of Stormy and her mental health struggles? Have y'all ever heard that happen? When Tisha did an interview and she shared that in the early seasons of Love and Marriage Huntsville, she was in the bed, she was depressed because she was reading, comments on social media, and she was so depressed by some of the comments that she's learned now that she needs to just stay out of the comment section and not to read the comments. Have y'all heard any content creator laugh at Tisha for saying that she was depressed because of social media comments and she was in the bed because of social media comments? Have y'all heard any content creator make fun of that? When Marcel on the show talked about how, as a man, he's going through stuff, he's going through mental health stuff, and that's why he had to go to Ghana on his own. People questioned people questioned why he would go to Ghana without his wife, why he would go to Ghana without his family. But I never heard anybody make fun of the fact that this black man was speaking about mental health issues that he was dealing with. Did y'all hear anybody make fun of that? Now let's move from the content creators because Wanda is not just a content creator. See, she's not just some stranger who is a fan of Letitia. She's not just some stranger who dislikes Mel because of a TV show. Wanda is the mother of a cast member. She's Letitia Scott's mom. She is closer to every single person on this cast than I will ever be, and that many of the content creators who cover Love and Marriage Huntsville will ever be. Wanda used to break bread with Melody. They used to go on family vacations together. Wanda has been a part of Melody's life from the second Melody met Tisha and Marsaw and the rest of those Scots. So she is not just some content creator. And this is what I need people to understand when we talk about Wanda. She is not just some content creator who is a fan of the show and is a fan of Tisha and is sitting on her social media windmilling for Tisha. Okay. So when she comes on her social media platform and she says these derogatory things about Melody, she says these tasteless things about Chanita. It's a difference. It's a difference. There's a difference. And that should always be taken into consideration when we discuss Wanda in comparison to other content creators. Most importantly, have y'all ever heard? Ooh, they just came into the room next door to me and now they're making noise. Hopefully, y'all not hearing my background noise. Have y'all ever heard Melody sit on her platform? Because since we're talking about the cast members who go on social media and discuss things that are centered around the show and they discuss other people on the show. Have y'all ever heard Melody on her Instagram lives or her TikTok lives? Have you ever heard Melody make fun of Stormy and her mental health struggles? Have y'all ever heard Miss Van sit on her platform and make light of Stormy's mental health struggles or Tisha being depressed during season 1 of the show? Have y'all ever heard Marcus, Melody's brother, make fun of anybody on the show who has come out and stated that they've had certain thoughts of unaliving themselves? Have y'all ever heard anybody connected to Melody, especially those in her family, come out and say some of the things that we hear Wanda sit on her Instagram live and on her YouTube live and say? I think a lot of people forget that Wanda was spewing hate long before the millimeters came about. So for all the people who are like, yeah, Wanda has to be on social media because she's defending Tisha against the millimeters. Well, Wanda was already on her social media talking mess before the name millimeters was even coined. The group or the subsection of Melody's fan base that calls themselves the Millimeters, they came into being around season 3 or 4 of the show. Wanda was already talking mess season 1, season 2, and Tisha was very much aware of this. It was brought up on the show about how Wanda sat and compared the children's hair, and Tisha was like, "That's not what my mama was doing." But yet they want to sit up now and tell Melody, rein in your fans. Huntsville is small. Stormy knew exactly who Melody was when she approached Melody with a business deal for Melody to promote her hair oil. She knew exactly who Melody was. The reason why she reached out to Melody was because Melody was a star on a TV show. So Stormy had to have known about the show that is Love and Marriage Huntsville, which would tell me, which would tell me that she would have also had to know that her mom was on social media talking mad-ish about this woman that she was about to approach to advertise her products. Stormy didn't rein her mama in. And these old women, they sit on social media and they say some of the most disgusting things. But when you think about the millimeters track records, and I'm talking about the millimeters who are content creators, when you think about their track record, everything that they have said about any member of the Love and Marriage Huntsville cast, it can be backed with either things that the cast members have said out of their own mouth or court documents. And they stay mad. They stay mad because everything that millimeter content creators say, we literally have proof. We have proof that it was said. And as bad as they say millimeter content creators are, there is a line that we do not cross. There's a line that we don't cross. I've said several times, no matter how I feel about Destiny, I am never going to sit on my platform and say that Destiny is lying about her DV claims because I was not in that woman's marriage for me to know whether or not she's lying about that. And I will not go down in history if it should ever be proven that she wasn't lying about that. I will not go down in history as one of the people who says, oh, Destiny's lying about DV claims in her previous marriage. The things I feel about Destiny are the things that I can back with examples based on her actions on the show and on social media. Outside of that, I have no thoughts. I have no thoughts. Stormy has said she has had a sidle ideations that she attempted to unalive herself before. And I would never, ever, ever, ever. One second, y'all, it's so loud. As I was saying, I'm sorry about that pause. Stormy has come out and she's talked about her mental health struggles. And no matter how I feel about Stormy and her one sided beef with Melody and the things that her mom has said about Melody, I would never sit on my YouTube platform as a fan of the show and make jokes about her sharing that story. I would never do that. And I don't even know these people in real life. You see what I'm saying? I don't even know these people in real life, and I would never do that. I would never come on my social media platform and make claims about anybody's sexuality. And I don't know these people in real life. But a woman who has seen Melody's children grow from babies to now preteens, some of them. Again, a woman who has sat down at Melody's dinner table, a woman who has shared space with Melody even before the show can sit on her platform and TV show, because of a TV show, she can sit on a social media platform where she has hundreds of people tuned in. She can sit on her platform and make a joke about somebody sharing that at one point in time in their life, they attempted to unalive themselves. So please, somebody make that make sense to me. In what world is that okay? And for the people who sat in that live last night with Miss Wanda and cheered her on and made her feel like it was just, she just said the most funniest thing ever, shame on y'all. Shame on y'all. To the people who support Miss Wanda, but you were in the chat saying to her, don't make jokes about that, I applaud you, because at least you were able to draw a line. At least you were able to draw a line. At least you understood that there's some things that is entertainment, and then there's other things that's just way too serious and a lot deeper than a TV show, an edited TV show at that. When will enough be enough? And then Stormy Girl, Wanda is on her live promoting your products, promoting your products as she jokes about Dr. Chanita sharing her struggles, the same struggles that you had, girl. Are you going to come out and say your brand is in no way, shape, or form affiliated with the likes of Wanda? Because that's what a real businesswoman would do to protect their brand. When Drea made that joke about DV, what did Rihanna do? She snatched that Fenty deal so fast from Drea, her head spun. Drea didn't even know what to do. So I don't know if it's an official deal or not, Stormy, but whether or not it's an official deal, you have a duty as this founder and CEO of Canvas Beauty, who has also shared your journey with suicidal ideations, to come out and say you in no way, shape, or form is affiliated with Wanda, you don't support her sentiments, and you don't condone such remarks because you too have dealt with the same issues. But I bet y'all not gonna do that. Y'all not gonna do that because y'all make everything about melody and not about right or wrong. That's sad. That's very sad. Let me read some of y'all's comments. Hi Samantha LV. This is a serious matter, and OWN should stop this, especially with the rumors surrounding Kiki passing that Wanda herself alluded to last night. Listen, and this is why I continue to say Wanda is just a vile human being. Because why can't she just allow her niece to rest in peace? Why can't she just allow Kiki to rest in peace? At this point in time, whenever she adds Kiki's name to a conversation, it should be about something light. It should be about honoring her memory in the best of ways, not dragging this woman in drama every single time you go live. That's disgusting. I I can't. Vivian Allen says she should be deleted from YouTube and all social media platforms. I need to go over to her Instagram account and see if that live is still up. Because listen, I'll report it because it's harmful. It's harmful to sit on a platform and laugh about something as serious as that is harmful. She don't even know how many people in her life had the same testimony that Dr. Chanita has, who probably walked away from that live like, yeah, see, this is why I don't tell people that I'm struggling because they're going to think it's funny, especially in the Black community. You know how much hurt, not even hurt, you know how much harm she probably caused last night? Because there's a lot of people who tune into different content creators as an escape from their reality. They're watching Love and Marriage Huntsville as an escape from their reality. People who probably just find Miss Wanda funny, and so they watch her lives as an escape from their reality. And instead of being entertained last night, they were all triggered. Y'all remember? I have a question. Y'all remember how Destiny's therapist ran over to their YouTube show, Messy Mental Health Mondays, when Melody had that conversation about motherless daughters? and she talks about how Wanda was triggered. Well, let's see if the messy mental health Monday therapist, Miss Dion, is going to jump on the YouTube channel with Destiny and talk about how so many people were triggered by Wanda's remarks last night. But you know what, y'all? You know what I think? It's not gonna happen. You know why it's not gonna happen? Because anything that looks like support for Melody or anybody that is fully Team Melody, anything that looks like support for anybody that is Team Melody or Melody herself, they are not going to do it. They would rather sit quietly and not condemn Wanda because they don't want it to look like we're showing support for Melody or anybody who is friends with Melody. So let's watch and see. Let's watch and see if Dion is going to run this back to Destiny and they're going to talk about it on Mental Health Mondays because that's what Mental Health Mondays is supposed to be about, right? To create this safe space where everybody can talk about mental health issues as it relates to Love and Marriage Huntsville. Well, let's see. I won't hold my breath because I already know they're not going to talk about it. Reen Bass says, yes, I agree. That is the only reason Stormy sought out Melody is because she knew Melody was a star. Stormy used Melody to get, and I agree. I agree. I agree. Miss Price 60 says, you would think with all the back to back loss that Wanda's family has been hit with, she would stop. She has gotten worse. I think it's her who needs the mental help. And she does. It's fine if she has been using her Instagram lives and her YouTube lives as therapy, where instead of sitting in her grief and her loneliness and the thoughts she has about all the family members who have passed, she comes to social media where we've created all these social relationships and she's talking to her fans. That's fine. But she's not using her platform to even share how she's doing in her grief. You're grieving for back to back to back to back losses. And when you come to your social media platform, you don't even talk about your grieving process, which could actually help some of your followers who are probably going through the same thing. Probably not back to back loss, but they're suffering from a loss in their family, a recent loss. And hearing you talk about how you're handling the grief that you're experiencing, losing your sister, and by the next week you lost your niece, then you lost, another sister, and then a cousin. And to hear you talk about it could bring somebody who's listening to you some comfort in knowing that they are not alone in how they're feeling. Instead, Wanda gets on her platform and she spews hate and she spews negativity and she spews vitriol at Melody. And now she's turned that on to Dr. Shanita. And it's just wrong. Because it's one thing to feel some type of way that your daughter and Shanita got into it, but it's another thing to sit and laugh about a serious mental health struggle. It's crazy. It's crazy. Wanda has crossed so many lines, but I honestly feel that Tisha is the battery in Wanda's back. See, as you say that, I'm remembering that she said in the live that she was given the permission to talk about the show. So I have a question. Who gave you permission, Wanda? Because from what I know from a legal standpoint regarding the cast and what they can talk about when it comes to to reality TV, they have non-disclosure agreements with Kingdom Reign Entertainment where they can't disclose certain things that will on the show. So essentially, if it hasn't aired yet, they can't talk about it. So the question is, if Tisha doesn't have the power to tell you that you can talk about the show and scenes that have not yet been aired, then who is the person that gave you the okay to talk about the show, Wanda? Unless you're just lying. Unless you're just lying. Hi, sweet thing. And she is. She is. CDW says, hello everyone, and hi to you, CDW. Hopefully, it gets reported to Old Network. But you see, the thing is, she doesn't work. She no longer works for the Old Network. So it's as if it would be like she is just a regular public citizen, just, you know, exercising her right to say, well, actually, even though they tell us that we have freedom of speech, it's within reason. So I guess she's exercising her right to freedom of speech. But unfortunately for her, the YouTube policies and Instagram policies, community guidelines state that she cannot say the things that she said on her platform last night. So yes, it can absolutely be reported to YouTube and to Instagram. But I just feel like at this point, a lot of people, especially content creators, they don't want to get caught up in striking anybody's. Sorry, y'all. I had to come outside real quick. Are y'all still hearing me? Yes, I was saying that at this point, a lot of the content creators they don't they don't want to be caught up in striking her channel because if they strike her channel, then she's going to know exactly who the person is that struck her channel, right? Because if she appeals it or if someone appeals it on her um behalf, I think, then she's informed of who the person is that struck her. So a lot of people they're not gonna get into doing that. But I'm gonna keep talking about it, even if I'm not talking about it on YouTube. I'm going to be spreading the word on Instagram that this is what this lady, this deplorable person, because that's since that's the word that Marsh saw and then wanted to use this season, that this deplorable woman decided that she was going to sit on her platform and make jokes. And not only did she make a joke about Dr. Shanita's testimony of overcoming um, her suicidal ideations and her attempt to unalive herself, she literally told the lady that she can go ahead and do it because she shouldn't have taken herself onto Love and Marriage Hunter. And that's the part that's also super super harmful, because it I think it's illegal after that. I think there was a situation where this dude's girlfriend told him to go and, do that to himself, and he did it, and so she was charged. So that, I think, is a crime. I'm gonna have to go look it up. But if somebody can tell me in the chat, I think it's a crime to sit on your platform and tell somebody to go unalive themselves, even if she's gonna claim that, oh, she was just joking. It's a crime. I, I could be wrong. So if somebody can like Google for me real quick, I think that is a crime. I think that's a crime. One and her daughter has no self awareness, no confidence, no integrity. They they need to get out of my face with mess and go get themselves together. I think in the same way that they want Melody to come out and say to strangers, rein yourselves in, is the same way that Tisha needs to publicly. Because what is Stormy gonna tell Melody in this episode? Like, yeah, it's not your fault that your fan came to my warehouse, but I want to know where you stand. Well, then I'm guessing that Tisha needs to come out here and tell us where she stands when it comes to her mom saying such nastiness on her platform last night, right? Because as Candace Dillard said last season, during Real Housewives of Potomac, the line is always moving. The line is always moving when it comes to Melody Child. It's always moving. Because on their side, their family members and their friends and their fans can do and say whatever. But whenever Melody says something, it's a problem and she shouldn't do it and she's the villain. And when her fans say something, it's, oh, Melody is activating her fans and putting batteries in their backs. The line is always moving, is all I'm saying. Oh, Braylon, you're saying I'm correct that it's a crime. It's a crime to tell somebody to go unalive themselves. I thought so because I remember watching a whole series where I don't remember what state, but it was this girl who told her boyfriend to, like, in several text messages, told him to, like, she knew that he had mental health issues, and she told him in several text messages to go and unalive himself, and he did it, and she was brought up on charges. I remember it's a Hulu series, but it was based on a true story. Um, Hi, Glam Rocks. Welcome to the Glam Squad. Oh, as I see you, Glamrox. Oh my God, Hershey this morning, her voice. Ooh, I tell you, I was driving and I couldn't wait to get to a red light to tell Hershey how beautiful her voice was. Like, I felt that this morning. And your prayer, of course. Like, I feel like I need your prayer in the morning to make sure that I am covered as I am driving to work. Nanny of the Maroon says, hey, my sis. Hi, Nanny of the Maroon. Wanda is out against spreading hate. She definitely is. This woman is nothing but pure evil. Listen, she does need a real Jamaican cuss out, a real one. Um, Moonchild. I don't know what you're responding to, Moonchild. But you say, and I'm gonna read it, and that is a stupid behind question because Melody don't know that woman. She just knows of that woman. See, only a hater would ask a question like that, not a friend. Are you referring to what Wanda said or what I said? I'm not sure. It is true that subscribers can strike her channel too. Um, I think so, but just know that she will know that y'all are the ones that struck her. It will show your whole name, okay? Um, Hi, the network specialist. Oh, okay. I think Moonchild. I think you're talking about the Stormy asking Melody. Okay. Here you go, clarifying it. Oh, okay, great. I figured like after I saw it. Okay, Stormy asking Melody, does she agree with BT coming to the warehouse? Absolutely. It was a stupid question to ask her. It was stupid. Like and in the same way that Stormy doesn't come out every single time to say I don't condone the things that my mom is doing and saying on social media, is the same way that no one should expect Melody to come out and say I don't agree with this and I don't agree with that. Like if you have common sense, then you would know that there are things that she's absolutely not going to agree with. Why does she need to say it to you outside of you just want her to do it for the show or for the sake of the show? But y'all, I gotta go back to work. So thank you for tuning in, and I'll chat to y'all later. Until then, y'all, walk good. Bye. Gotta run off the live.